Hey guys, welcome back to Burn and Rubber Garage. We're back on Frostbite here. I'm really excited about this one. It's early and cool out, so I won't be doing hardly anything besides this introduction because I want it to be hot. We have some beautiful weather ahead. Going to hit near 90 degrees, which is, it's not as hot as it's going to get, but for this early in the year, that's really good. And we're going to really have a chance to test this fan out. So coming up, what we'll do, we'll start it up, let it get up to 10. Then we'll get the fan set so that we'll see if it'll come on, come off. I mean, it's going to be a couple time process, I think. But we'll get as close as we can, and then we're going to take this thing out and drive it. What I was just doing, tightening the bolts up on the water pump and making sure the alternator's tight, checking connections and everything like that. Looks like everything's good to go. You saw that in the last video. If you're new to this one, go check out part 1. That's where I talk a little more about the wiring and putting things in. So. This one, we're going to do the setup. Everything is in. We're going to set up the thermostat, and we're going to go out and see. I am very, very excited right now because I read last night online in a couple different places. A lot of guys saw some really good results with this, so I'm really excited. I know this radiator will do its job. We just need to make sure this fan's going to pull air through and let the radiator work. On a side note with that, it's been a little over a year that I've had this truck. And sadly, most of the fixes have came this year, and I feel really good about this truck. This truck is one of those that if I come out and I turn the key, it's going to get me where I want to go, and it's going to get me back. That level of trust in an old car is something you don't always get. The blue Camaro that I've had for 3 years, I've never had that level of trust. We're going to get it there, and you'll see that in videos that come up. For this truck, I don't have any hesitation that it's going to get me there. Today, I'll make sure I have my cell phone, because if this doesn't work, I'm going to be on the side of the road, probably installing that fan back in. But I don't think we're going to have that issue. Everything's wired up as per their diagrams, as per my own research. So I think you guys are digging this truck and the videos that are coming with it. So if you are, hit that thumbs up down below. If there's something else you want to see, throw a comment down below. The cool thing about what I've found with my channel is if you have a question, throw it down below. If I don't get to it, some of my followers will answer that before I even get to it, and that's awesome. We're building a little bit of a community here. So with that, let's go ahead, fast forward about, what time is it? We got about 4 or 5 hours till we get to that peak heat of the day, and that's when I want to run this. I want to run it when it's hot as can be. So we'll see in a little bit. All right, so we just fired it up. I got bolts that worked. I got a 3/4 inch bolt. We got about 3/4 of an inch between the fan blade and the rotating. I think it should be good. Worst case scenario, I'll bring it back this way. Now I'm just waiting for it to get up to speed so I can come over here and turn this thermostat and get that fan to kick on, see what happens. We're just at 100. Volts are good. We're at 14. And then oil pressure looks like it's at 55. Sorry. Plenty of fuel, so we'll just let it warm up for a minute. And then I'll show you how I'm going to adjust that to get that fan to come on, and you can see it come on for the first time. How about that sound? Anyways, we're getting close. We are at 160. I want it to get to about 170, and then I'll start to work on getting the fan on. Volts are still good. I'm really interested to see where that's at when the fan comes on. If I turn my headlights on, you can see it drop just a little bit, but it's not as bad as it used to. It used to drop from like 14 to 13. We are at 170, so it usually cruises at about 175. So right here is what I'm adjusting. Set, fan is on. I can feel hot air being sucked out and cool air being pulled through. I got up to about 190, and now that she's on, she dropped her quick. Gonna be a little bit of fine tuning on this to get it to come on and go off where I want it to. Volts did drop quite a bit. Let's see what happens when we give it a little gas. I think we'll be fine. We're still at, looks like 12.5. If I turn my lights on, didn't move enough. So yeah, I think we're solid right there. I just got to figure out It's not a very loud fan. All right, guys, we are cruising it. Temperature gauge down here still at 170. Like I said, still gonna have to do a little tweaking. It's a little more peppy, I'm not gonna lie. Like when it's a get up and goer. I did turn the idle up just a hair. I think the extra load of the alternator is maybe the belt's just actually doing its job. So where I had the idle set before isn't going to work now. But overall, I can tell a little difference as far as power. Is it big enough to make it worth the money? We'll just keep driving her and see. There's still going to be some tweaking that needs to be done, but let's go for a cruise here. The wheel is gone, it seems to be, so I think it was my bad. The belt just wasn't tight. But I can feel a definite difference while I'm driving here. The speed limit. She sounds healthier. She's revving like she's got a little more power in her. Let's just go for a little cruise. We'll point you out the front here. She's going to try and hold it still. We'll kind of see how it keeps feeling, you know, but everything's still looking good. We haven't moved past 170 where I have had it all the time. I don't know if that's good or bad, but power steering's still good. Oil pressure's still good. Just put you back a little bit. Jeez, 1, 2, 3, just like that. I wish we were filming back a minute or two ago. We were going and we hit just a little bit of gravel and I was in it a little bit and it fishtailed a little bit. The truck hasn't done that before. I mean, I would bet this truck's in the 300 to 400 horsepower range. Very solid truck, but at the same time, just always felt like it never lived up to its potential. It sounded a lot meaner than its actual bite was, which, if that makes any sense, its bark is a lot meaner than its bite. I feel like we've got back some of that bite. The teeth have gotten a little bit sharper. It's really exciting to see. I won't be able to get you guys fuel economy because I'm going to be driving it like a complete butt cheek. So it's really going to be hard to tell, but I have a feeling we're going to see some really good improvement there as well. It just feels like even at idle it sounds a little bit healthier than it did before, and I wish I had done more of a before-after drive, but I was a little skeptical as to is it going to actually do anything. So just come along, point them out the front there, and let's let them hear it as she sings through a couple gears. So it goes, and it sounds like when I'm cruising, the tone's lightened up a little bit, like it's not under as much load, and it's just going. So I'm extremely happy so far. I mean, this is my initial shakedown. Really, really impressed with that. Jeez, that was a good one. I'm still wondering if I should have went dual fans or not, but just gets up and rolls. Well, what a fun little truck. It now is as mean as it looks and sounds, so that's good. I'm going to turn around here and start making my way back home. I think well, let's go up a little bit farther. So here's a pretty good little hill. Didn't even have to kick down. Yeah! Frostbite now has some bite, baby. That's impressive. Oh, shoot! What did you think? This never put us back like that.
That was really fast.
Oh my gosh. Woo! We were using all 4 barrels of the carb there, baby. Yes! I don't know if you can see, but I have a permanent smile on my face because it has not wanted to accelerate like that as long as I've had the truck. We keep doing things, making it better, but I got a big old grin on my face, and that's going to be one that's not going to go away for a little bit. So Anyways, we'll chat when we get back to the house. Woo! So after all the tomfoolery, we're creeping up a little bit. I did adjust the thermostat when I stopped. We're at about, what is that, 170, 180, 175? I think it's 175. Fan's still working. I don't know if it's as efficient as the mechanical, but the power gains might be worth it to just kind of not be crazy. So we're good. So again, like I said before, I probably say it again, we'll see you back at the house. We'll kind of review what we got. All right, so just got back from the cruise. Everything's looking really good. I just turned the key to the on position. We are definitely still hot enough. You can hopefully hear the fan. I don't think you can see it. She's running. Cool air here. Really hot air coming out there. I'm going to go ahead and get you set up on the tripod and we'll chat. That was a good cruise. This thing did perfect. When I was on it, it did get hot. We usually were right around that 170. When I was playing around on it, off on, and on it hard, we got up to about 185, but as soon as I got back off it, it just cooled itself right back down. So on 185 is nothing to be worried about. If it was like 200, 210, I might be a little more concerned then, but this isn't going to go on an autocross. If it does, we'll fix it. Yeah, I'm really impressed. I showed you earlier just by turning the key, the fan came on because it's up to temp. Still probably have a little tweaking to do with this, and maybe now's the time to do that with it on but not running, so that way I can see where it shuts off, and then next time I can see where it turns on. It's probably going to be several drives, but I can say this, I did feel a little bit of a power boost. We weren't spinning this the whole time. This was, I mean, this pretty much was running the whole time because we were up to temp. But we never got hot. I never got to the point where I'm like, oh dude, we got to pull over and just let her idle and push fan through, lift the hood up and get the heat out. Never once did we do that. And that is the hardest I have driven this truck. So Frostbite just keeps winning me over more and more every time. I have a lot of cool cars. I'm not going to lie. And I've had a lot of cool cars over the years, but this is just probably one of, if not my favorite one of all. There's something about it. The look, the stance, the feel, the sound. And the sound's not even perfect. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it sounds good, but a Flowmaster will probably be in Frostbite's future. So we've got some big things still to come for this. I'm really excited. We'll see where they take us. Next video should be really fun, and then the one after that should be pretty interesting and entertaining as well. I've got a couple things. The next video is something I want to show you guys and gals. The one after that is something I wanted to try and was given the opportunity to try. So stay tuned for those. Those should be coming out this next week. This should be up either the Saturday or Sunday, week after Mother's Day. So anyways, if you can, hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far, hit that like button. Please leave a comment down below with a vehicle that just, it's your vehicle. You just love it. So leave it down below. We'll see who actually watches this far and does that. So see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.